Don't rock, freak, don't stop, don't rock, freak, don't stop, don't rock, freak, don't stop. Who put the ball in the Wednesday night? Who put the ball in the Wednesday night? Who put that ball in the Wednesday night? Super Tyrese Campbell.
That was Shaun and this is the Sheffield United podcast. I'm Matt, and here as the Mark Owen to my Gary Barlow, it's Jonny.
Good evening.
I knew you'd like that one, Jonny. Set you up for that one. So we're going to review It weren't terrible. It was a good one, that. Good intro. It's just come on Netflix. Take that, watch it, learn. We're going to review the shambles that was the Southampton match, and we're going to review the excellent performance United put in at the weekend against Ipswich. Spoiler alert for those who don't know, United backed up their defeat at Charlton with a defeat away at Southampton, and then we absolutely demolished Ipswich at the weekend, and we were very, very impressive. Cards on the table. I didn't watch the Southampton match, so I'm going to very, very quickly skirt over that one. And Jonny will fill us in with his player ratings and stuff. I watched the 13-minute highlights for what they were worth. It didn't look very good. Does that all sound all right to you, Jonny?
Yeah, sounds good.
So we went into the Southampton match having lost at the Valley. Obviously, we'd had 2 red cards, so we were fairly depleted going into this one. Tanganga, shock horror, lost his appeal with the FA, which no one was surprised at. So United had to ring in the changes. Now, we started with Cooper in goal, Burrows at left-back, me and McGuinness as the 2 centre-halves. Bindon was still unwell. Herver started at right-back. We started with Chong on the right wing. What would be, if they were fully fit, a dream pairing in midfield of Arblaster and Peck. O'Hare started wide left, Cannon and Campbell up front. Thoughts on Southampton, Jonny, the lineup and the changes being rung in by Mr. Wilder?
Yeah, obviously the enforced changes don't help things. Bindon not being available, being ill. Obviously Tanganga suspended. Having to chuck Peck and Blaster in there together when neither are fully fit, always not good. And then the rotation, which we can discuss it a bit further, down the right-hand side, I don't like. Get it's managing minutes, but I would imagine that Sariki and Brooks are probably 2 of the fittest players at the club.
Yeah, well, I've listened to the pinch today on my way home, and they made an excellent point on that if you're going to rotate, why not start your better players and just take them off? Particularly when you are a side like us that is, well, everyone's much better when you score first.
I mean, I fully get what Wilder's saying. Obviously, he's seen him day to day, and he says on Monday after Charlton game, they put in a lot of hard work. I think I called it out last pod and conversations between me, you and Mr. Starbuck that we would rotate and it would be Chong and Herver start at Southampton.
Yeah.
But Wilder said on the Monday morning after the Charlton game that Brooks came in and he couldn't walk on Monday. So he's seen it, he's close to it, and I'm not going to argue, but yeah, I just think they're one of the main positives of us turning the season around, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I said, I didn't watch the Southampton match. I watched the highlights. I have my opinion. I mean, as soon as I saw the side, I was at work, I saw it pop up, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm missing this one. They scored on the 7th minute, wicked deflection. I don't care what Wilder said, it's Herver's fault. You can't lose a tackle like that and then just jump on the floor and ask for a free kick, because you just leave your teammates in a mess. And that's what he did. And we tried to block it on the edge of the box. It swerved in after a wicked deflection. Southampton, from your report that you gave me and from what I've seen on the highlights, dominated really first half. We weren't very good at all. Campbell flashed one into the side netting. That was about our only real chance of note. Second half, again, much of a muchness. Cooper to be fair, had a better game, didn't he? Made some decent saves, some decent stops to keep it at 1-0. And then the Bamford chance, which I've seen a lot of people moaning that he should do better. I think he should score, but it's not ridiculously easy. It's a chance that someone of his caliber and the form that he's in should do better with.
It's one of them that if that's not in the 90th minute, I think he scores. I think the pressure gets to him a bit. I mean, he scores an harder chance against Ipswich.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Have I missed anything from the Southampton match? I said it to be quick because we weren't very good. Have I missed anything?
I don't even see much point in doing the ratings. I mean, I can pick out the players that were poor. Obviously, our Blaster and Plek, it didn't work in the middle because neither are fit. Obviously, if both fit, it might be the dream partnership for years to come. But with neither being fit, it wasn't the greatest. Herver at right back was poor on the night, cost us a goal. I'm going to come back to Campbell. He just did nothing whatsoever. Looked lazy, didn't run the channels, didn't hold the ball up. Chong was poor.
Yeah.
Again, when you're taking the two of the best players this season out on that right hand side and then putting Herver and Chong in, it's not been great. Yeah, it was just a bad night at the office. I mean, and what makes it worse is we lost to a poor side.
I
mean, it's going to come back and hit its own when you look how bad the results were against, obviously, Wrexham. I mean, they're 6th now, but I don't think they're a great side. The West Brom one's really bad with the form they're in.
Just a bit, yeah.
And then, obviously, losing at Southampton hasn't been great, but... And then, obviously, the worst defeat is the Charlton one, but the circumstances dictated that, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Charlton are an horrendous side and Southampton aren't a great side. And unfortunately for us, because we've had such a poor start to the season, we just can't afford to lose matches if we want to make any kind of challenge for the playoffs. I mean, you know me, I'm not a catastrophizer. I'm not saying every defeat is season over and every win is, that's it, we're going to go up. But we really can't. We're just in a position where we've got that many teams above us. We can't afford to slip up when the games are there for the taking. In terms of your player ratings, then, if I just read a name out, you give me a rating, and if you want to just talk a little bit longer, just carry on. How does that sound? So we can rattle through the Southampton one quickly. So, Cooper.
7. Made a couple of good saves. He was one of probably the better players on the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to look a bit more like his old self, into Cooper.
Yeah, we'll touch on that for next game, definitely.
Burrows.
Did nothing really. 5. It was ineffective, not memorable. No.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah. I thought Ben Mee was okay in Southampton, maybe a 6. But they again, like I said, they didn't offer much. Didn't open us up as such. Yeah, McGuinness at the side of him, which can't be easy at the minute.
No, McGuinness.
Although McGuinness, I'd say a 5. It wasn't great, but it wasn't disaster either. And obviously, he dislocated his shoulder and played on as well, didn't he? So
yeah, that's off to that. Herver.
I'm going to give him a 4 based on the goal.
Yeah,
Cost us the goal. Yeah, and keep putting Sariki out at team doesn't sit well with me at the minute.
It don't at all. O'Hare.
I mean, in fairness, I said to my dad who watching match, I says, Herver's marking Southampton's best player.
Oh yeah.
And it showed. It showed. I think Sariki would have dealt with him better because he'd have bullied him.
Yeah. O'Hare. I don't think you heard me on O'Hare.
A 6. I thought he played okay. It was one of his quieter games, but again, there's not much to write home about any of them, is there, on that night?
Peck.
Probably a 7 based on his second half. He was a lot better, got stuck in a lot more. and playing through the injuries that he's been playing through and coming back to fitness. And yeah, he probably deserves a 7 because you're a lot better second half, a bit more direct.
Arbalaster.
I'm going to give him a 5. He was ineffective completely. Again, he's showing like somebody who's out for 13 months. I mean, Wilder's come out and moaned and criticised people who's criticised him, but he's not exempt from it.
No.
For a player of his quality,
Mm.
your passing shouldn't be sloppy, and it looks leggy. It looks really leggy, which
But
is
he's got to enter. He's got to enter. Chong.
4. Thought it was poor.
Yeah.
Really poor. Offered Herver no help down that side. What Siriki and Brooks do really well is double up.
There's no connection, is there?
Take players out of the game, don't they, them two? And there's no connection out. Well, obviously, it was the first game together, but I just prefer it if John tracked back a bit more.
Cannon.
5 did nothing. Nothing to do. Nothing. We didn't create much, particularly first half.
Yeah.
You're going to touch on Campbell now. He gets a 4. It's awful.
Right.
Did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Looks, again, out of shape. Looks disinterested to me. And we said a few weeks ago that we've got 4 strikers and there's a bit of competition for places and we probably won't sign a striker. But obviously Bamford's suspended Saturday coming. Ings has not pulled up any trees, Campbell hasn't, and Cannon suddenly all becomes front 2 pairing if we play 2, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's interested, isn't it? I mean, everyone always wants a striker in January. I'd quite happily see the back of Danny Ings and get someone young in or whatever. But being realistic, I can't see the board spending money, which is fair enough. I do get it. I do get that. Do you want to comment on any of the subs before we move on and talk Ipswich?
No, obviously Bamford should score his chance, big chance, but that's about it, really. Like I said, there was nothing memorable about the game, was there?
No, agreed. Okay, so the Southampton match, as we know, wasn't the best at all. But we moved on and we faced a very informed Ipswich side. Now, Ipswich were missing a couple of the better players. But you said to me, in fairness, before the match, you fancy us against anyone at home. And you were right. So we lined up with Cooper in goal. We moved Siriki back to right back. McGuinness and me were the centre-half pairing again, because Bindon still not fit, and fair play to McGuinness for playing through a dislocated shoulder. McCallum came back in at left back. Tom Davis got a start in midfield with Sidney Peck. And then we had a 3 behind Bamford of Brooks, O'Hare and Harmer, with Bamford up front as the lone striker. Thoughts on the side that we put out? We were both quite happy, weren't we, when we sat having a drink beforehand?
Yeah, very good side. Obviously, I think it were putting a 5 across the middle to try and negate what Ipswich were going to offer. It also got Hamer back in the side, who I thought was good.
Yeah, it was.
And there's been a lot of people saying that he shouldn't have been here, but...
No, I disagree. I think Hamer should. I think he's something different. He's his best player. So the Ipswich match, obviously, you go in and you're slightly nervous because you're playing against one of the better sides in the league, and we nearly shot ourselves in the face, didn't we? Quite early on with Ben Mee's horrendous back pass, putting them clean through, and Cooper made a brilliant save to keep it 0-0. Their keeper made a couple of good saves. It was back and forth that first half an hour or so. It was a decent match of football, wasn't it? End to end, and both teams going for it. Go on.
I think we said I bet Sky wish they'd picked that as their game, because it'd been a great game for neutral.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a bit like a basketball match that first half, but then when you look at the actual quality of chances, we should have been maybe more up at half time. It could have been 5-2 at half time, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, it
reminded me quite a bit of the a couple of the games last season, we're going with the one up top and playing Hamer and O'Hare in and around off the strikers. Like when we beat Middlesbrough at home last season and Coventry at home. We've both
Yeah.
got coming up soon as well. And reminded me of them sort of games when we actually played well last season.
Yeah. Well, this
And
is the thing, isn't it? And it's a recurring theme across a lot of the articles and various fan forums at the minute. United have actually been quite exciting to watch for the last couple of months, whereas last season, really, other than the games you just said there, Middlesbrough, Coventry, and a couple of others, we weren't all season, despite doing obviously a lot better in the league. It's been much more entertaining, hasn't it, these last few weeks?
yeah, I think obviously the occasion of Saturday as well, and the type of game it was, and the fact that there was a ref report.
Yeah, very poor.
And the antics of the Ipswich players actually got the crowd going, which
Yeah.
I say to you, every game at Bramall Lane, we need either a poor ref decision, a thunderous tackle, or one of their players to cheat to get the crowd going. And it helped. It definitely helped on Saturday.
Oh, it did, and there were quite a few Ipswich players that were willing to play pantomime villain. I mean, Darnell Furlong shouldn't show his face anywhere for a little bit, throwing himself on the floor in the second half and throwing a tantrum like he did was just beyond embarrassing. But I mean, we'll talk about Ipswich and the dark arts a little bit more later on. But United scored on the 38th minute. Callum O'Hare scored a cracking goal from a lovely ball by Gussaim, a first-time pass over the top. He burst through, got through one-on-one, dinked it over the keeper, got absolutely smashed in the face for his trouble. Red card for the keeper for you?
Yeah, having obviously the benefit of the replay, it's absolutely horrendous. And if you think of the red card we got from with Tanganga,
Yeah.
which one's worse and which one's more dangerous?
Oh, yeah. Well, what we couldn't understand, I mean, talking to them around, is why has he booked him? Unless it was for the melee after.
That's the worst thing. Because that booking him's worse because he's saying he's seen it.
Yeah, I mean, unless it was for all the pushing and shoving after the fact, you know what I mean?
You'd book one of our players as well, wouldn't you? It was poor and it set tone for a poor day at office front referee. I mean, a lot of people say you can't give the goal if you're sending him off, but it's dangerous play, so you can't you?
Yeah, dangerous play overrides that anyway. So, you let the goal stand, but if you punch someone and the ball goes in the net, you allow play to continue, then send them off for an off-the-ball incident, don't you? So play you do it after the play stopped. So yeah, I thought it were awful. Really, lucky I took his head off. United scored again just before half time. We had 3 or 4 chances in a row, didn't we? And then Brooks managed to smash it in with a deflected strike from the edge of the box. Celebrated with his backflip. Outstanding. Really, Brooks again. I thought. I know you'll go on to that with your player ratings, but I just thought Brooks was superb. To be fair, I thought O'Hare and Hamer were as well. There were shades of that linking up and that telepathy they had when they were at their best last year. Ipswich got back into the game on the 60th minute. They got a penalty. It was a penalty for me. I know you were debating it with me about the Maguire one in the Man U Arsenal game, but McGuinness's arms up, so I think it's a penalty. Not a lot of complaints from me. They get a penalty. Clark scores. It's a good finish. Low in off the post on that bottom side. Cooper couldn't save that. It was impossible. Cooper made a couple more saves. And then, even though United had been really, really good, and the stats don't do us justice, I think, from this game in terms of XG and things, but United were quality and we controlled this match. You were slightly nervous because Ipswich are a good side and they got back to make it 2-1. But then Bamford settled all the nerves. Lovely ball over the top again from Hamer, and Bamford hits it on the half volley and smashed it in to make it 3-1. Just after that, about 10 minutes later, Bamford gets booked for a stupid yellow card for dissent, doesn't he? On the far side, kicking an advertising hoarding. But as you said, I don't want to talk about referees because the referee kind of dominated our last pod, but that yellow card for booking Bamford for that when Furlong had been rolling about and screaming, even though there was nothing wrong with him, that summed the referee up. It was all about being bossy and officious and what have you. 9 minutes later, Bamford decides to round the keeper and just jumps on the floor. It is a dive. And he gets a second yellow and gets himself sent off. It's just stupid. Just chip it over him, or to be honest, even just blast it at him and miss. Just don't cheat. We don't. No one likes that. No one likes to see it. So he jumps on the floor, gets himself a second yellow, gets sent off. United see the game out quite comfortably in the end. The only other thing I will mention is fair play to Tom Cannon, who came on and got absolutely poleaxed by Greaves, didn't he, in the middle of the park? I mean, Will and I just said to each other, it's a decent tip for NFL that. It was a monstrous blow he gave Tom Cannon in the middle of the park. And it was just after Bamford's yellow card, so obviously the Cop were incredulous. Any thoughts on the Ipswich match then, Jonny, before we go into your player ratings?
I just want to touch on that Phil, on that roll thing he did was the worst thing I've ever seen. It was absolutely embarrassing. I mean, was it 8 rolls?
Bit a good one. Good one.
And you're just thinking, what on earth is going on here?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if you're going to book Bamford for diving,
yep.
And if you do watch the replays, I agree he's dove, but he does get contact, but he feels the contact and dives.
Yeah, but eyes it doesn't.
He was expecting worse contact is the purpose.
Yeah.
And his reputation doesn't help him.
Yeah.
Now, but if you're booking him for that, Furlong should be booked as well, because that was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, well, I text Chris and said it was like the Dan Jones one when we went to Chesterfield all those years ago, and he did that to get Michael Higdon sent off. Remember, and he did the worm. The referee bought it that day. It was on par with that. It was that bad, that worm that he did. The only thing I did miss, and I'm surprised you haven't pulled me up on it, Ben Mee's tackle with his head. It's got to be mentioned. The man, it was incredible.
Yeah, very good.
Did a tackle with his head. I once got booked for that away at Buxton for dangerous play. Referee booked me because I tackled someone with my head. He booked me for it. But there you go. Right, do you want to jump into your player ratings then, Jonny?
Yes, obviously Cooper, I give a 9 to, because...
Man of the match?
Yes, he was my man of the match. I know a couple of people are going to say where, but I say Cooper based on he looked like his old self. Massive save for the one-on-one early on. Because I think if Ipswich score first, we then try and force it.
Yeah.
And maybe it becomes too open and they pick us off.
Yeah.
However, massive save at 0-0 early on, then a massive save at 0-0 just before our goal as well from Hurst, close range.
Yeah.
A very good save. More reflexes than anything. So yeah, Cooper 9, back to his old self. Made a few good catches late on, when the pressure was on as well.
Yeah.
Crosses coming into the box and but game management was very good.
I mean, it was something we were crying out for, weren't it? Obviously, the Premier League season and what have you, we really needed a goalkeeper after Ivo garbage. And Wes's fallout with everyone over his contract. We desperately needed a goalkeeper, and a fully fit Michael Cooper was probably probably the best in the division when he's fully fit and on it.
Yeah, on his day, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so 9 Cooper.
So McCallum, I'm going to give a steady 7-2. I thought it was good.
Yep.
Won a lot of the balls in the air. He's such an outlet for us from goal kicks and obviously taking throw-ins as well. Dealt with their winger really well and had a steady game. Ben Mee, I actually thought he was sloppy on Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't think Ben Mee was great at all.
I'm going to give him a 6. Now, he gave the ball away a couple of times first half. He did a couple of misplaced headers. The ball just kept bouncing off him and going out for a throw-in, and he lost the ball when Ipswich should have scored to make it 1-0 early. So I'll give him a 6, but he's not played a lot of football recently. And I don't think when Tanganga and Binden are back, I don't think he starts.
Yeah, agreed.
McGuinness, I'm going to give a 6. I thought it was steady. It was probably one of his quieter games. dealt with Hurst well. I mean, I don't rate George Hurst whatsoever.
No, it was a strange one really for McGuinness because he
There's
to
nobody
say
up against
Ipswich
him.
was good as they didn't have loads to do, did we?
They've got no striker, have they?
No, but they had some good chat. It's a weird one with the defence because maybe the defence did better than what we. I don't know. We just didn't seem to have to do a lot defensively, but then Cooper made some big saves. So yeah, strange one.
Strange one, yeah. Sariki, I'm going to give an 8-2 just because he typifies with everything that we're about at the minute, especially at home. Pace, power, strength, everything. Links up well with Brooks on that right side. Defended well and attacked really well, as usual. Brooks, I'm going to give an 8-2 again. Everything good seems to come through down that side.
Yep.
Works hard, helps Sariki out with Jack Clark.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, the linked up play there, it's worth so many points a season to just them two being there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tom Davis, I'm going to give an 8. Now, that's an 8 based on coming back from not playing any minutes.
Right.
And just slotted in, looked good.
So it's an adjusted 8, is it, based on the fact that he's missed a glass?
It's an 8 because it's a deserved 8 on having no minutes of football, really. And I think Peck needs either Riedewald or Tom Davis at the side of him, or an older head. I think him and Arblaster at the minute don't get us out of this predicament. I think it may work if we're more a front-footed side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If we're at the top of the table, I think it may work more. But I think they just need that bit of experience, bit of nous in games when you're up against a good side like Ipswich. Put Tom Davis or Riedewald in there, and I think hopefully he starts at Millwall.
Yeah, I mean, I stand by my point. I say it most times. Tom Davis plays for us. If Tom Davis wasn't made of glass, that he wouldn't play for us. He's a great footballer.
If he didn't have fitness issues, it'd be in Prem, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's just a great footballer. He's just never fit.
My only issue is we cannot afford to give him many more chances in terms of hoping to build your team around that.
Yeah, I know. No, agreed. And he was small wages.
Yeah. No, exactly. He's on, like I say, he's on big wages and he's played a handful of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sidney Peck, I'm going to give an 8-2. I thought he was good.
He was.
We have missed him, and you don't realise how much we missed him until he plays and does that, what he did. He's come on so much, I think.
Yep.
I think he's come on so much, and his passion helps, and his passion gets crowd going. I mean, that little moment before half time as well, where Hurst tried to do one of the cheating antics, diving about, and he went up and said something to him, and he got 4 or 5 Ipswich players riled up then at him, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Peck's really good at that. Yeah, really good at that. Hamer, I'm going to give an 8-2 again. Thought it was Brill, 2 great assists. Playing him and O'Hare together. I mean, we were saying, where do you think he'll play? Hamer, and I said left, and I think O'Hare goes behind the striker, which exactly happened, didn't it? And it worked well.
And he looked well. He looked good.
Hamer has to play on the left. I mean, we said before game, does Hamer go in there instead of Arblaster? But in the centre, but I think he's more effective on left, isn't he? Championship player at season on left.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And you don't become a bad player overnight. You just become a confidence player.
Well, you're a good player out of form. That's what you are.
Yeah.
You're just a good player that's out of form.
The one player who does sum that statement up is Harrison Burrows, isn't he?
I know, yeah. Bless him. It's just he's having one of them years.
Well, if you look, we've changed, haven't we? Because everything came down left last season, Burrows and Hamer, and now it's everything down right.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah, O'Hare, I'm going to give him a 9 as well as Cooper, but I do give Cooper the man of the match for reasons we've said. He's outstanding again, work rate. I mean, he's not this goal scoring flair player like some people think he is. He's what we and you call a ratter.
Yep.
He wins you back possession. He's everywhere. He harries you, and he just wins you the ball back, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah,
And his
absolutely.
work rate's phenomenal, and we can't afford to have luxury players, so
Yep.
he does the work of two men sometimes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah, absolutely.
And then
You got.
Bamford,
What about Brooks?
I've already done him, given 8.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go on then. Bamford.
Bamford, I'm going to give a 7-2 because of his daft red card. Now, scored an important goal. Looked threatening first half.
Yep.
Had a part to play in the second goal in terms of getting a shot away. Keeper should do better from that parry out, and then same with Sariki's parry out, and then Brooks smashes it. But he just gives us that focal point that we were so desperate for at the start of the year, and tied him down to contract, which were huge. I just wish he could play Saturday.
Well, yeah, it'd make a massive difference, wouldn't it? And he was Captain Pat. You mentioned Saturday, so we may as well. That's about it for Ipswich. Saturday, Millwall away into the Lions' Den. I hope it's not like the day that Mr. Kenny got headbutted by Muscat, and we had to put Jags in net and so on. What do you reckon?
Tough game. Obviously, no Tanganga.
Nope.
Uncertain about Bindon. I'm hoping he's back.
If Bindon's fit, do you play Bindon and McGuinness?
No, you play Bindon and me.
Do you?
You need that. You need that experience down at Millwall.
Yeah.
Bindon has to play to Mark Cooper because he's guaranteed to score against us as always. Millwall centre half.
Yep.
They don't score many goals at Millwall. I mean, obviously, which is going to take me back to my point of last week of Charlton being the worst side I've seen this season, and I think they'll go down. Millwall scored 4 against them.
Yeah.
And Millwall don't score goals.
No, we would have beat Charlton probably 3 or 4-0 second half if we hadn't been.
We'd have beaten 1-0 with 10 men.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
And then I just think it's going to be a tricky game. I think it'll be 1-0 either way. Although I would take a point, I believe.
Yeah, I will be optimistic as always. I think we'll win. I think we'll win either 1-0 or 2-0. I think we are. Millwall are a good side, but I think on our day, when things click, we're a better side. And I could just see us beating Millwall. It'd be delightful if we did. But I can just see us beating Millwall 1 or 2-0. So we live in hope. We've got a couple of minutes left, so transfer window will have closed by the time we pod again. Business looks slow, doesn't it? I've seen an article about Brooks going to Club Bruges. I'm sure we always have players linked with Club Bruges every year, and obviously Harrison Burrows' trip to Turkey seems to be off already. You messaged me earlier. You said Rothwell looks like he's going over the line. You reckon?
Yeah, I like that signing. I like the signing. Watched him at Leeds a lot last season. He was very good.
Yeah, I'd take Joe Rothwell, and then there's the lad from Palace, isn't there, as well, who can play centre back. Yeah.
Shadil Riyad, I believe his name. Got a good pedigree. Played a lot of games for Barca B. A few games for Barca. Played a few for Palace. He was actually in Palace's squad on. I think he got an assist on against Chelsea last weekend. So
did he? Yeah, I do. I think we probably need to sign. It's a position we need to sort in the summer. Centre back. Signing a player as a bit of a stopgap will be all right, but if we don't sign Bindon on a permanent deal in the summer, I think we need to get in the market for one, don't we, to partner Tanganga longer term. Because
I'd sign Bindon because to me he's the answer to everyone's prayers of Harry Souttar, because I can't see Harry Souttar playing much football ever again.
no. I mean, obviously he's nowhere near as good as Suter is yet, but you can see Bindon's got the potential, and the growth he's had this year has been impressive. But obviously, the better he does, the bigger the fee. So being realistic, it's probably one that's going to be out of our price range. Do you think we'll
need Forest to stay up, won't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you think we'll bring anyone in other than... Well, do you think we'll sign Rothwell, yes or no?
Yes.
Right. And do you think we'll sign anyone else?
Obviously, the centre-half from Palace.
Do you think that'll be a yes?
Would not be... Yes, I think that'll be a yes. And then I would say there might be just one more, maybe on deadline day alone, or... I think Rothwell will be permanent. I think the Riyadh guy will obviously be a loan from Palace because they're not going to let a 22-year-old go.
Mm.
And then I think there'll be one more loan signing somewhere.
Does anyone go?
Right, no, he's going to Lincoln, apparently.
Yeah, that's done. I've seen that. It's done tonight.
Obviously, Zatterstrom's gone. Came on for Genoa, I believe, last night, didn't he?
Good money, that. Good business from United.
Good business if they do buy him as well for $5.5 million.
Yeah.
And I think Matos may go.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone would be sad to see that, would they?
No, not be sad to see that. There's rumours that Wrexham's bid for Tom Cannon, which I think is a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
And
Tom Cannon's too young for Wrexham. They're more likely to bid for Danny Ings.
Yeah, maybe a couple more youngsters might go out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I just think I think we're at the point now where Sariki and Brooks need to play. They're of the right age to play every game. They need to be playing. Build your team around them on that side. Peck obviously will play every week. If Riederveld's back Saturday, it's a challenge between him and Tom Davis. Tom Davis gives you the luxury of not having to rush Riederveld back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Well, you team and ladle it, don't you? Maybe do half each. But I just... It's going to be a tricky one Saturday. Will be a tricky match. But like I said, I'm always a glass half full when it comes to United, so hopeful. What else you want to add, Jonny, before we hand over to Mr. Needham to play us out?
No, all good. Just keep the faith and let's see where we are in a few games' time.
Yeah, and to anyone that listens to us, I just urge you, don't panic. United fans are famous for always being one defeat away from administration, aren't we? So let's just remember that, I can't see us going down. I think we'll be all right. It might just be one of those seasons where we have to just have a bit of a regroup and a rebuild. But let's, as Jonny said, keep the faith. So I've been Matt. He's been Jonny. Nothing else to do but hand us over to Shaun to play us out and up the blades.
Up the blades.
Who put the ball in the Wednesday net? Who put the ball in the Wednesday net? Who put that ball